welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. So, if you look at the way I'm dressed and the way the young lady next to me is dressed, you'll know that I am not a designer at all. And I haven't been for the 20-something years that you've been watching me. With me is Kallee Jackson. Did I get it right? Kallee Jackson. And it's spelled Kallee.
Yes.
Jackson. Jackson's easy. So if you want to look her up, you can find her on Facebook and
Instagram and TikTok, and my website, of course,
which is
KalleeJackson.com.
Okay, so why'd you get into this?
Well, I got into this by accident, actually.
I get it. As I got into this.
My husband bought me a sewing machine for Mother's Day 5 years ago, and that's how I started.
What happens if he would have bought you a shotgun? Then what would you got into?
Yeah.
So he bought you a sewing machine. Were you upset, or did you want a sewing machine?
No. I was not upset at all, because my husband, for Mother's Day, I always get like really nice gifts.
Right.
I got a house once. So this one, he was trying to figure out what to get me. And he got me a bunch of stuff, but within all that was a sewing machine. And back then, I had a hard time sleeping. So it was like 2 a.m. I got up, took it down, and I made a skirt. Ask me how? I have no clue. But I made a skirt, and I wore it to dinner the next day in St. Lucie West with my husband. And 2 ladies loved it and asked me if they could buy it. And I said, sure. And they wrote me a check. I sent it to them 2 weeks later. They told me how amazing the skirt was. And so my husband said to me, babe, you should start your own business. And I said, are you crazy? I don't even know what I'm doing, you know? And he's like, no, you're going to start. And he wrote me a check, and that's how I started my business.
You know, it's really interesting because for my wife, for Christmas one year, my wife's a chocolatier. I bought her a 45-pound chocolate tempering machine, because we temper all chocolate. We don't use chocolate melts and stuff. And people say, you bought a chocolate machine? Really? Because those are things that, you know, yeah, I bought my wife a vacuum cleaner. Okay? That's how they look at it.
Yeah.
But that's what she loves to do. And now it's really cool for me and probably your husband, because when there's time to buy something, it's like, I want to buy her, she has a sewing machine. I think I'm going to buy her thread. 5,000 spools of thread.
Christmas, I got a bunch of sewing stuff from my husband.
Okay, and I get it, because I just bought 700 spools of ribbon for my wife.
Oh, nice.
Okay, because she makes baskets. So I bought her a bunch of ribbon. It makes it easy for us to pick what kind of gift. Okay, so how long are you actually doing your business?
It's been 5 years. Last month, it's 5 years since I started. So
who's your clientele? Do you only do women's clothes? Is that what you do?
Right now, I just started doing ties.
Okay.
So I opened the first fashion house that's going to be on the Treasure Coast next month. And so I plan to have some of my ties there. Eventually, I want to go into menswear, but not right now. I'm trying to fully master the women.
So you know
design.
what I'm going to ask you is the jacket that you're wearing.
That's mine.
Okay. It's really pretty amazing.
Thank you.
And you did an amazing job, because I'm not a lacy kind of person. That doesn't impress me. I like those smooth looks, and I like things that are symmetrical, just like all the jewels on you are symmetrical and just neat as a pin. And it's funny, because someone like me looks at it and says, that got to be really difficult.
It's not, because I did it yesterday.
Really? And my dad, before he passed, my dad's life was built around the garment industry. He made women's clothes. He was a cutter in the women's fashion line in New York, and a grader where they make the sizes, I guess, bigger. And I remember, as a kid, so I'd go with him on a Saturday, because he worked half a day. And I don't know if you've ever been to a place where they make a ton of clothes.
Yeah, I did in New York.
They have these big tables, and they roll the material out like this high. And then my dad would lay down on top of it and take a nap, because it was a Saturday. And they had these big saws that would cut the material with the patterns. Okay, so you decided to go into this. Who was your clientele going to be? I mean, where did you think your clientele was going to go?
Well, first I started out with designing for the younger crowd,
Okay.
and now I felt like I was limiting myself. So what I did was I opened up and I learned how to design for everyone. So now my crowd, take for instance, it's prom season. It's going to
Right.
be the younger crowd. But throughout the year, weddings and the galas that happens here,
Right.
it's
So
another.
then, is it hard to, like, what's the easiest thing to make? If you're asking me and I don't know, I would go with a skirt is probably the easiest thing to make.
Yes, but it's boring.
Well, that's fine. What's the most difficult thing to make?
Wedding dresses. It depends on the wedding dress.
Okay, that's pretty elaborate.
It can be easy because I can do a wedding dress in 24 hours,
Okay,
or it can take me a week. So it depends on
how elaborate?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta believe that those things are custom,
Yes, custom to fit the
right?
person.
Because if you watch uh, some of the shows now, everybody's heard, almost everybody in the industry has heard of Kleinfeld's.
Mhm.
I had a store right across the street from Kleinfeld's, so I saw all those people coming in and out in Brooklyn. But they make the dress, I guess, larger because it's easier to take in than to let out, I would think. Am I right?
Yes. But for me, so I only cut for that specific person. So
Okay.
they have to come in to see me first.
And you measure
And
them?
I sketch what, while they're talking to me, telling me their likes and dislikes, I sketch their dress. Have them sign off on it, and then I take their measurements and go
So
from there.
I'm guessing that what you do really is an art.
Yes, and that is why I love it.
Okay?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because not only do you have to be able to sew this stuff and put it together, but you have to sit there and sketch it out and design it. It's not like, hey, I'm going to go buy a pattern from whatever company, and there it is. No, you're not doing that.
No, so because I didn't go to school for this,
As I didn't go to school for
have
this.
no idea how to read the patterns from the
Okay.
store. So I do have a bunch of them in my office, but I don't use them. So majority of the time, I make my own patterns.
You know, it's interesting because I fell into this by accident. Okay.
But that's the best. The
Okay,
accidents
right.
are the best.
Okay. I mean, I was selling cell phones. I mean, I really made my money in real estate, and I still do real estate. But I made my money in cell phone. I was making money in cell phones, and I got on the air to talk about cell phone safety. And when we got off the air, my friend and I looked at each other and said, "We got to do this." We bought time right then and there, and all of a sudden we became these fake celebrities. But we grew it into a company. He left. I stayed, and what I got was, get a real job. It's a pipe dream. Don't be stupid.
I got that.
Did you get in
Oh
it?
God, in the first 2 years, and actually I started believing it.
Well,
The
that's what
first
happens.
2.5 years, when I was having, like, let's say one client a week, I felt like they were right.
Yeah, like what am I doing?
What am I doing? You know, but thank God I have a husband, because I believe that if I didn't have my husband that supported me, that when they said it, he would say the opposite and push me. So we don't believe in giving up in my household.
Right.
And so he
Failure's
would,
not an
yeah,
option.
it's not. It's definitely not an option. So he would push me. And because of that push, I am here.
There were times where he was probably going, I don't know. My wife goes, I don't know. But she keeps me focused and going. And it's tough
Yes.
because as an entrepreneur, people don't, unless you're an entrepreneur, you don't get it. There are
Sleepless
times,
nights.
and how about the times that we make $1.17 an hour? Because our business doesn't end. I do this, then I got to worry about paying bills. I got to worry about the electric company.
Yes.
I come in this morning. There's no internet. The internet's down. I have to then call Comcast.
It's endless.
It's endless.
It's way different than when you're working for a corporation, because when you're working for a corporation, it's a bunch, you're surrounded by all these fixers.
Right.
When it's just you, it's literally just you.
Well, I'm blessed at this point because 26 years later, I have a great team. I'm really blessed that way. You have kids?
3,
How old are they?
14, 13, and 11.
Do they support you? in what you do?
Yes, absolutely.
Are they boys or girls?
I have 2 girls and a boy. The boy's in the middle.
Okay, so do the girls want to do what you do? Do they want to carry it on?
Well, my oldest wants to be a doctor, so I don't force her to do what I do.
To struggle through
No.
what we do.
My son wants to be an engineer,
Okay.
and then my youngest, she follows me around all day while I'm
Right.
in the office, and she says that she wants to learn to do what I do,
Right.
but I don't believe it because she just likes to wear the stuff.
Ah.
She's the
Fashion
preppy, pretty.
concept.
Yes.
Okay. Is it harder to make clothes for the younger or for the older?
No, not. It's not hard at all for either.
Really?
For
'Cause
me.
I know that, like, I take my mom, who's 90,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember when she was 70 and 80, and their clothes had just a lot of bling.
So you have to know your client. You have to know exactly who you're dealing with. What's going to work for you will not work for the next person who might be younger or older. So you have to know exactly who you're dealing with to design for that person. But the good thing about my gift is when God gave it to me and when he blessed me with it, he didn't discriminate. So it doesn't matter the size or any of those things. I can just do it.
Okay, so if I said to you, hey, I want a shirt, okay, would that be like an easy task for you to make a custom shirt?
You're asking for a shirt. That's one of the easiest things.
Really? And the reason I said that is because when I was doing real estate and I started working for a company, I started making good money, and he was so proud of me because I was like young.
Mm-hmm.
And the boss took me to his tailor and he made a shirt for me. And the sleeves had my initials on it, and it fit me perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that
Custom.
there's any better feeling than to have somebody make something for you that's custom for
Yes,
you.
it's just for you.
Yep.
That's the best part.
It's amazing. And so I'm only 5'2", so I could buy a pair of pants and probably make 6 shirts out of what we have to cut off. Okay. Some people can, like my wife is tall. She can go in the store, pick up slacks, and they're going to fit her.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have that. So it's like,
So
I
you
have to be careful.
Mostly custom.
Right. Everything has to be hemmed or cut. Which brings me, and we're running out of time, but brings me to this. What about the person that buys something and needs it alterations done?
Oh, I do alterations.
Do you?
Oh, yes. I do a lot of alterations on wedding dresses, prom season. I do a lot of alteration there. I do it throughout the year. For the clients that do get their customs from me, they also go online and shop or wherever, and they bring it to me and I alter it for them.
I mean, I get it, because like for me, if I buy pants, they have to be altered. And they'll sit in the closet unaltered for months, maybe even longer. And then I'll finally say, yeah, let me go
It's
bring
time.
them. Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Okay, I bought these 7 pair of pants for like 5 years. It's time to take that new stuff and bring it in and have it altered and look a little different. Okay, how do people find you? You have a website?
Yes, I have a
Which is?
website. It's KalleeJackson.com. And I'll be opening my studio next month on St. Lucie West, actually on Peacock, right across from the Met Stadium.
Okay.
And it will be
very
the
cool.
first fashion house on the Treasure Coast. And it's going to literally give you everything. So you can come to me, you're getting married and you pay me a certain amount. And under that umbrella, I give you everything. I give you a custom-made dress, the photographer, the hairstylist, the makeup artist.
Don't forget us. We're
Yes.
the videographers and the photographers.
Oh, yeah.
Can't forget us.
I will not forget you. Yes, but you
And
will
you-
get everything under that one.
And you also are on TikTok,
Yes,
Twitter, Instagram,
Kallee Jackson.
and Facebook.
Hmm.
So and just understand that besides sitting behind that sewing machine and the sketch pad, you have to do all this other stuff.
Yes.
Otherwise, in this day and age, people don't know you or know where to find you. You have a phone number?
Yes, it's 772-341-9327.
Kallee, it was a pleasure. I think that jacket's pretty amazing that you
Thank
just
you.
made it, and you made it yesterday
Yes.
for today.
Yes, for today.
Really?
Because I know I was coming to see you, so, I had to do something.
Now I feel special. Don't make me feel too special. Because I have an ego. You can't go by that.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody, the scenario becomes, and it doesn't change, and you've heard it from me a million times, if you want something, use a professional. Can you go to Walmart And my dad was because he was in the garment industry. He would yell at my mother because she would go not to Walmart but to the Five and Dime, because it goes back 112 years, and buy us clothes. And my dad would say, "It's going to be gone. It's in a week. It'll be ruined. Okay, it's garbage."
Because it's fast fashion. That's
Okay.
the difference. Fast fashion, and then there's custom. Like, it lasts, which is why a lot of people in Paris, they'll own one jacket for years and years and years, to the point where they can even pass it down.
Because it lasts.
Yes.
It's just like my dad used to tell my mother about furniture. Same thing. Buy good stuff.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, when my boss made me those 2 shirts, oh my God, it was, I felt like a king in those shirts.
Huge difference, right?
Oh my, just, right. First of all, it fit perfect. And I was a lot skinnier, but every piece was made to fit your
To fit
body
your
style.
body.
The sleeves were perfect. Everything was perfect. And I was so proud of my initials on my sleeve. I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. That was really amazing. Kallee, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Everybody,
for having
check
me.
her out. Okay? KalleeJackson.com.
.com.
And we'll be right back.